Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of, well, Let's Build a Grove, and I've actually got a name for this grove now, so it's called Eldath Grove. So that name was by, well, -VV-Essios. That's the dude that did it. So thank you very much for all of your kind of like idea names and stuff like that. It's absolutely awesome, as always. And I'm going to be reading through a couple of those as we kind of get into it, but I thought I'd explain what we're doing now before I just start randomly doing stuff. So I've got a couple of the comments on the side of my screen. There's quite a bit that I need to do. Stuff like switching out the floor was one of the big ones. So I'll be reading that comment in a second and kind of like doing it. So we're going to do a couple bits of improvement and also a couple bits where we kind of like implement a few ideas. This was a big thing between you guys, these two. So I'm just trying to find the two comments that had it. So Trilliton17 actually said, like where we're going with the druid stuff, but the bridge would make it out of solid stone and then have it look like it's carved out instead. However, Thalia23 actually said the bridge looks a little bit too blended in his opinion. Wouldn't it be made up of material other than its surroundings to signify there is a bridge? And I tried too hard to blend it in. So what do you guys think? do we need to make it like more like Trilliton thinks and like says, and actually completely blend it in and make it cut out of the stone, which we could do, or do we need to do it the other way, which is how I to make it a little bit more brighter and a bit more bridge-like? I don't know. I'm kind of happy with how it is. I kind of think it looks a little bit more natural, but at the same time, I could do with a bit of this path being mixed in, and I think it needs it. I think it needs a bit more path mixed in, a bit more of that material. To make it feel less, you know, like it's gathered up dirt over the years. That's what I want it to feel like. This is my focus. Is here, is what's bugging me. Not so much here, but I'd like to hear from you guys anyway. Either way, whatever you think. Just also, of course, we've got the new ones. Put that down there. So yeah, that's pretty good. So those are those two things. Those two little comments. I'm just going to be deleting them off my screen. So if I do, just randomly pause. That's what's going to happen. So yeah, this episode is going to be all about making this feel a bit more mystical. At the minute, like with Wagrendale over here, it does feel quite nice with the trees in the background. It really does. It looks good, right? I'll put up this sign as well. I love these signs. They are phenomenally awesome. But when you go up to here, it just seems totally devoid of life. And for a kind of like a religion, and like this being a religious point. Actually having absolutely no trees is just crazy. No trees, no wildlife, and I wanted to make it filled with it, really. Almost to the point where all of this bit, you are completely hidden. Like the journey, like you know when you're doing plots, it's the same kind of thing. When you're getting a journey on plots. Now, naturally, with the natural terrain that we've actually got, we've been very, very lucky. Except for there, where it didn't like that block. Maybe even there. There you go. We've been pretty lucky with the terrain because it already blocks the site, but it just looks like a bit rubbish, and I kind of want to make it so you come across this bridge, then it opens up, and then this whole like mystical veil-y thing kind of opens up, and that's where we get these freestanding stones, which is my idea. So what I've done is I've got the schematics from Darth Enigma's awesome tree pack, the same one that I've used for these trees, and I've got those in schems, so we can pretty much just paste a couple of these around, and it's a bit hit and miss with me doing this because of depends where they actually appear. There we go. So we can like shove a couple of these up. So I'm going to be pasting a couple of these through, and I'm going to try and read some of the comments as well. I kind of like doing that, like reading the comments part. I think it works. I don't know what you guys think, but again, I think it's a little bit better. You know, it's like when I live stream, it's really good to be able to actually respond to comments and stuff like that, whereas it's a bit more difficult with doing normal videos. I've noticed that between, you know, from going from live streams to going to like normal vids. It's very difficult. Right, so obviously I'm not rotating these at all. I've been very lazy, and I'm not even switching the models yet. It's because I know where this one is roughly in terms of where it is. So I probably did those two too close, and actually I'm going to just get rid of that one. But this is generally what I do. Is I'll paste them like around every so often, and then I'll switch the model, and then I'll do another layer and like build it up that way. I don't know what you guys do with your models, like how do you deal with it? You know, really interesting to see like how you build them up and stuff. I'm also using paste -A, which of course paste without the air. It just seems to be the best way to do it, really. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have used that. It depends on it. I mean, hopefully you guys have. Anybody that's been doing it for a while and using models definitely would have done. But there might be some people that haven't really used world edit in that kind of way, which is fair enough. Right, okay, so we got that as like a nice little starting bit. We then want to obviously walk into here. So I've got to make sure I have like maybe a small tree here, or some of the things that people have suggested as well is make it so you can actually go down to the water. And we actually have had as well, there's a comment, don't know if I've got on my other screen, a comment they did say about making them hot pools as well. That's actually a really good idea. So I might have go past here and then go over here, and then we might have, you know, I was thinking about having a little path from the Druid Cave. The Druid Cave, only Druids are allowed in, or anybody that's allowed to enter from the Druids. Like people that need healing or whatever. Maybe it's going to be like a, you know, their little centre here. But I was going to have a bridge going across, and I was thinking maybe we have down here somewhere, we build some like pools of some kind, you know, like make them look like they're built up, and actually have some steam coming off them and things like that, and also have like a way going down to the water, and these could be like healing waters or something like that. Would be quite interesting. So, right, reading comments while I'm flying around. It's going to take me a little bit of time to get this one done. Actually, yeah, for the time being, I think I'm going to cover this with trees. And then we'll look at doing that, I think. That's going to be the best way to do it. Right, so MatBomb 4154. I always spend lots of time speaking out the numbers, don't I? But anyway, yeah, MatBomb 1414154. Okay, he said Altonwood Hollow for the grove. And Altonwood actually sounds really cool. Not as a grove, but actually as like a manor house or something. So I think I'm going to have to save that name. I have got on the document that I've been working on, I have got like a city name pool and stuff like that, kingdom name pool, so that if I like need some ideas, I can just look at what you guys have already sent me and check those out. And I'm going to add Altonwood to it, but Altonwood Manor sounds really cool to me. I don't know what you guys think. So didn't quite make the cut for the name, but it's also, it might make an appearance later on, so we'll see about that. Right, I'm gonna switch models, I think, or should I shove one? I might shove one right up here. First. Let's see. I'm gonna fit. Just about. I want to go one back then. So I'll go one back to here and paste it. That's a little bit better. Right. Okay. Okay, so that's the first layer or whatever of them. I might end up. I'm actually thinking about putting them up on these as well. I think I'm going to have to. Oops, don't want a trapdoor. So yeah, Altonwood Manor, definitely. So I might actually just grab that now and put that into the name pool, and then I can delete it off my screen because it's getting a bit messy. There you go. Sorry, dudes. I should have been more organised than this, shouldn't I? Gah. I apologise. There we go. Altonwood Manor, and that's MatBomb. There we go. Almost. Well, I can get it in the right place. So, Altonwood Manor. Right, the other one was TBNR Redler Free, who's been commenting quite a lot lately. I've definitely noticed the comments in there, which is great, so thank you very much. So, Lord Decker may be Aberan Grove. Aberan is bear for Old English. I frickin' love that. Aberan sounds really kind of like mystical, doesn't it? So I think we're gonna, like, obviously didn't make this one, but I think we might have it somewhere else, probably more north. Probably, most likely, anyway. Another thing that somebody said is, where is this on the map? So if I get up the map for both. So on the map, this is where I've got the Solitude type city is going to, at some point, be built. And then where you get the first two mountains next to each other is actually in here. just above that, and you got Wagrandale over here. So I'll get you the coordinates. You can see the other weird spiky ship thing there as well. So coordinates wise, we are at minus 6415. You've then got your Y of 57, and you've also got an X of about 341. So that's where we're at the minute. Obviously, we've been building quite a lot on it. Right, so skim load spruce 2. Okay, don't know where this one actually pastes in relation to myself. Okay, it's pretty similar space. That's not too bad then. Pretty good. So yeah, Aberrant Grove. I quite like that for an actual grove again. So that I think is going to be one. So I'll put that into the kind of like the names pool for whatever we're going to do. Here we go. Aberrant Grove, and that is by TBNR Red Left 3. So thank you very much. So that will probably appear just as its own little series without having to name it, which might be quite nice. Eclipse Assassin 1 came up with Silver Grove, or the Garden of Astrea. Don't know how to say it, but it's quite good. Or the Celestial Pools, or Moon Mirror Lake, and they all really sound quite cool. But I actually think they sound cooler for another part of the kingdom. So I don't think it fits, because this is quite rugged terrain. We've actually got across the way over here. This is where it gets more into the oak kind of things. I was just thinking like Celestial Pools, or Moon Mirror Lake, or whatever, or Mirror Moon Lake, or Moon Mirror, Celestial Pools, Asteria, Garden of Asteria. Just sounds really more this land. So all of those are going to go into the pool, which is pretty cool, to be honest. So yeah, that's what we've got going on there. Right, where else do we need to put a tree? Probably around here. So we might actually just be able to stand in this water, hopefully. Or not. Oh, it's the only problem with the blooming water. Okay, so maybe we do... Yeah, no, we'll go there. There we go. Got that there. Aw, man. Okay. Let's put that there. Start that stuff again. There we go. Let that run down. That'll be fine. Okay, so it's starting to get a little bit better now. Trees down here. Definitely need one around here. So throw that in. It's a bit better. Obviously I haven't even rotated them as well. That'll be if we need any more. I'll then start at number 1 again and rotate. Things you never know. You never notice. Right. So, right. We got Alex Popper 4 said the Wagrand Grove, maybe the Dalish Grove, or Dalish Grove. Don't know if it's Dalish or Dalish. I quite like that name as well. Dalish or Dalish or something like that. It does sound quite cool, quite fancy. So it's whether we go something like that for somewhere else. But about the plans, several standing stones with chiseled stone bricks on the way would be great. Awesome ores to signify that the stones are no ordinary ones. See, that was a really good idea, I thought, for default Minecraft. That is a brilliant idea, actually, for default Minecraft. So if you guys are thinking, you know, if you're like Xbox 360 builders or something like that, and you're using the default pack, that's a really good idea. Is to use obviously chisel stone, but also you can whack in that like some ores. It actually sounds simple, but my god, it's a good idea, isn't it? Because I mean, if you have a look at them, they're pretty cool. Like gold ore, for example, in Conquest it is, but you know, very, very cool. Oh yes, smooth coloured pebbles. Haven't really looked at those ones yet. It's a new one, isn't it? What the hell is this? So I'm still getting used to it since the last update. I don't know if I like it or not. I'm not sure. And it tiles perfectly. It's really nice, and there's nice variation in it. I don't know. Then again, it could work better in... It's more of a city thing, isn't it, really? This could work quite well for city, rather than... I'm thinking, like, it's too clean, is what I'm thinking. But then again, if you've got it And we've got a pebble layer as well. Again, I guess if you got it in like a city or something like that, it might work. So we'll see. I'll see what we can do with that. Or see what you guys can do that with that. You'll then tweet it out to me, and I go, "Holy crap! I need to learn how to do this a lot better than I currently am." Which is usually what happens. Just fair enough, but at least I'm honest about it. Right. Anyway, right, that one goes there. Let's put another one probably over here. Just float at it. Am I going to be able to do that well enough? I don't think I did, but can't tell. So you guys won't say anything, will you? No, you won't. Of course not. There we go. Right. So yeah, several standard and bricks. No ordering ones. Speaking of an animal spirit, see a lot of you guys as well. I can't remember what I actually said, but a lot of you guys went on to these like animal spirit things, which I think I was talking about animalism. And actually, yeah, animal spirits and having each grove signify a certain animal or the spirit of a certain animal, and it's really quite interesting actually. And I don't know if I was thinking about that before, but it seems to be a very good idea. And then like there was also like aspects as well of each animal, and that was just pretty cool. Right, this is starting to get a little bit better now. It's a little bit better now. Right, okay, so this... I mean, it's amazing what, like, a couple simple, very, 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 very well done trees does. And to be honest, Darth Enigma's trees are freaking awesome, so that does help. I'm not going to lie, it does help quite a lot. But it'll just add in a little bit more. We've still got quite a lot to do. But it's starting to make it look a little bit more, you know, grovey. Grovey, it's like groovy, but a little bit different. So there we go. So what else did Alex Popper say? He said loads, yeah. Had quite a long comment. That's why I'm reading it in chunks, is because it's quite a lot. Alright. Okay, I'm inside it. Damn it. Alright, there we go. Where's that appeared? Is that alright? Well, if we fix it, yes it will be. There we go. That's alright. There we go. Okay. So if this is going to go across here, right? That'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. Don't know why. Why I went Irish. Don't know why. Right. So this one's a little bit closer, which is kind of good. In that we can, well, except for when that happens, obviously, but that we can actually just kind of like paste it in. We're only 2 blocks away, which is quite nice, actually. Just gonna knock these down. There's quite a lot of these where I have to flatten out the ground because they're not. It's not the best ground-wise. I think we need some more up here or something. Again, we can like go right to here. Probably if I stand on here, then paste it, then come back. That'll look alright. I think we are missing it a little bit in the actual, because like this one, or already we've got some trees going up to there. Maybe we could do with a couple like just there and there. Probably not too many around the peak, but there we go. Right. So speaking of animal spirit, I thought of the blessing of the water or something like that, or blessing of the fish. See, the fish came in. This like idea of fishes started to come quite strong in the comments as well. It's weird because I know that you guys can like definitely read the other people's comments, because then you start to see this. It's kind of like interesting thing. Wondering what we can do here. Do we want to do anything here? Building wise, I don't know. Just gonna throw another one down here. So I was just having a look at it, and I was just thinking, you know, I don't want to do anything. Where's the path going to go for here? I guess it's going to go... I can kind of see where I've put it, roughly. It's pretty bad, actually, where I've put it. But... I'm going to have fun with this. I'm going to do this, like, after this episode. I'm going to spend quite a bit of time doing this bit of the road, just to get it sorted. I wish I'd actually kept it in orange. Because it's kind of difficult to tell like where it goes into, especially with the rock already having the soft gravel in it. It just all kind of in my head just melted together. We're gonna have it going over there and then go down, won't we? And we're gonna have a cave somewhere, maybe up there, or maybe it was gonna be there. Can't quite remember, but we'll have a look at that at some point. So there we go. Offering some blessing of the fish. The druid cave should have a stone hedge inside it for sacrifices, offerings to the deities you want to create. Think about the fish as a symbol or blessing for this grove. See, that was quite interesting. I don't know if I want to go with the fish because it doesn't sound cool. That's the only reason. The idea of it is really good, like the the blessing of the bear or the spirit of the bear sounds really cool. But then the fish doesn't sound so cool. I don't know. Do you guys know what I mean? Hopefully you do. Which is why I've not gone like, yeah, let's do that. It's more like, I don't know. It doesn't sound as cool, man. So I don't know, but I do quite like the idea of having an altar in here. It's almost like we need to have like some sort of it goes down. So it actually goes down a little bit. You can like walk in, and then it's got something in here, and then we've got some rooms off at the side where they actually live. Where the actual druids live as such. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to throw another one up here. I think. Oh, there we go. It's the same tree as that one, isn't it? So maybe we could. I'll do one up here instead. There we go. This will do. Base -8. Okay. And like I was saying about the hills, I think we need to put some in here. It's really difficult to talk, like read comments and do it at the same time. I actually didn't realise. Because like streams are different because you stop and can do it. But with videos, you've got to try and be more active. Maybe I need to like... I guess the only other way I can do it is by recording the voiceover. But that to me, I don't like. I don't like doing it. Because you kind of miss stuff. It's a technical term is this stuff, obviously. Right, I'm going to load up another one. It's 4. See where this one appears. So I'll just dump it over here. Pretty much a couple blocks away. Is that floating though? Nope, not at all. I'll just get rid of that one. So yeah, totally like that idea. I quite like the idea of animals being almost like spirits for each area. I thought that was very, very cool. I wonder if we need to put something there actually. Sorry, I'm just having a look at this area. No, not really. Not really. I think it'll be overkill if I do something like that. I also need to get some of these. Usually do like a layer of grass and then delete the grass to put other cooler stuff in. Seems to work pretty well. Don't know. The bracken, I freaking love this now that they've made it even thicker. I loved it before, but now it looks extra special. I think anyway. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about the new stuff that they've added in. It's just 3D models. Like I remember when I saw them, right? I remember when I saw them, and I had the same thinking as Jamsy Boy, which was, holy crap, these are cool. Damn, we can't use metadatas. It was exactly the same kind of like, okay, that's a shame we couldn't have both. And of course, the mod is now very strongly doing both, and they're catching up. Because of course it's been out for ages, like the 3D models. It has been out for an absolute age. That looks a lot better now. So I mean, it's really good to see that like that side of it being improved, as well as like extra blocks and everything, which is great. But actually having 3D models that just make your build pop a little bit better, or makes it easier to. You don't have to imagine as much. That's the thing. And of course, some people would argue that that's all about. That's what it's all about. But I don't know. Yeah. Right. So the other thing that I think Alex Popper said, I'm pretty sure it's either that or I've copied it. So maybe Wagron Grove or Dalish Grove. Yes, it is Alex Popper. Sorry. And I was thinking of the Fisherman Grove too. The ponds and the streams look nice, but if you add some muddy dirt or gravel around it, alongside granite, sandstone stones around it, alongside some shrubs, you lose alongside a lot. Or did I just read lots of alongside? Nope, you didn't. You used it a few times, but that's fine. It would look more natural alongside the standing stones and cave, and maybe some stream along the waterfall, not too many. So that's quite good. So I think, yeah, absolutely. I started just to switch out the floor for, switch out the grass for soft sandstone. I think I need to do like an actual layer on it. It's whether we make it really rocky or we make it really muddy. And at the minute, I think the high level of gravel doesn't look right. So I think we need to go with a bit of a mix between like dirt gravel and some more of the muddy type stuff to make it feel like an actual little lake or a little pond. I think that's the key here is to make it actually feel like a pond. Now that luckily is like we're switching out, that is something I can actually do relatively easily, hopefully, while talking and stuff. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll kind of see. I don't want to take out all the rocks though, do I? Actually, I'm going to keep some of the rocks in there. There we go. So we'll do a little bit of this, and we will keep in some rocks because we need to. Oops! I'll get rid of all of it. Damn it! God damn it! There we go. Never mind. I can't talk at the same time. As you guys can probably tell, it's just so difficult sometimes. It's really weird. Like just talking randomly about rubbish like this right now. Okay, don't have a problem with that. When I'm trying to look at another screen and place blocks, it actually this is probably the worst thing to do. Is to try and do this. Right. Okay, but I think actually no, I can do this off camera to get a mix. Most likely it'll be something like soft gravel. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what we got. I quite like what else we got. Oh my freaking god! What is this? Lothlorien podzol. My god, is that yellow? And mossy Lothlorien. What the holy? That is very yellow. Okay, well, I don't know how we're going to use that at some point, but I'm sure we will. Anyway, sorry guys. I know there's this like quartzite and stuff like that, and green schist and things, and gneiss, which I've never heard of before, but I did not realise there was that. That just popped out to me for some reason. Right, so anyway, back to picking up blocks of some kind. Lothlorien dirt. Oh, sorry. When they add new stuff, it just makes me amazed. And then smooth coloured pebbles. That was the one we had to look at earlier, wasn't it? But we could do with mossy schist debris, maybe. Like path dirt. No, I want the mud. Thick mud, or is it muddy dirt? I think it might be muddy dirt that I quite like. And anything else? Yeah, where's dirt gravel gone? Oh, can I just not see it anymore? There it is, dirt gravel. I always love dirt gravel. Dirt gravel's great. So dirt gravel, muddy dirt, because it's just nice and dark, isn't it? And I mean, look at it. It mixes in with these two really nicely as well. Whereas thick mud, is it a bit too mud-like? Lothlorien, look at that for a colour. Wow, that's going to look quite cool as well. Might actually put that in there, because it doesn't work so well with those two. But it really does with the muddy dirt, doesn't it? It would mix. So anyway, no, maybe we won't. We won't leave it. We won't do that for now. But we'll have these ones. Now, somebody did say about using small stones, which I mean, small stones are brilliant. Like they are a very nice material. So we'll have those in there as well. And we could just go with bog standard dirt as well, you know. But we will go rather than the Minecraft dirt. We'll go with the Conquest dirt. I know that sounds a bit strange, but anybody that's used in Conquest knows exactly what I mean. The one that doesn't turn into grass is the one we'll actually use. So there we go. If we just use those ones, and that's basically it. And I'll go around and I'll pretty much just paste this and around some of it. Now, if you ever look at ponds and things like that, they don't always have like thick mud on their side. Sometimes you do get grassy bits where it's still. But on the quicker bits, I will make it actually have mud and things like that. So going all the way down. Especially around here, it just doesn't look right, does it? I think that's what people are getting at. It just looks really weird. It just looks like I've cut a stream out, which is exactly what I've done, but it looks like it, which is not good if it looks like it. Does that make any sense? Yeah. Hopefully it does. Right. Maybe that's in the wrong place. That one. Whoa! No undo? Oh, it's undo. Yeah, I don't want undo. These switch out as well. It's weird. Nope. No, redo that one. I'm going to get into a pickle now. Well, I'll put that one there. There we go. Put this one up here as well. Let's get one there. And we could also do with this one. Right on here. Maybe even here. There we go, that's nicer. So then you come up here, you get a nice like view. And then from this point you kind of get hidden. Yeah, that looks good. So we could do with another one like on top of one of these, or maybe even here or something, to like block this bit. See if that we do have it where you can actually come out to here or something. Do you know what I mean? So I mean, this is quite nice, where you can actually come out and wander out if you wanted to go off path. So we go down here, deal with one on this bit. So I mean, I'm doing it on a path point of view, which is always useful. And then you can see a couple of trees up there, which is good. And we could do with probably another one of these ones over here. Oops. Yeah, knock that down. Actually, I'm going to raise this up. Grab them down, right. Like that. Nope, move it back one block. I'm not doing very well with these pastes today. Right. Looks a little bit better, okay. Don't know if you guys noticed it, but it did look a tiny bit better, I think. My opinion. I think over here we're going to have more nice looking bushes and stuff. There we go, that's nicer. So you can kind of see over on the water there. You see it's quite lush and quite nice. And you've got a couple of waterfalls. They don't stand out yet, but we are going to do something about that. I don't know if that's going to be this episode or not. I mean, I'm trying to keep them quite relatively short, these episodes, but I keep on going off on one. And spending quite a lot of time with them. So I do apologise to you guys for that. I'm not trying to make them really, really long. But I'm also not going to do what I used to do, which was, you know, just suddenly stop recording when it gets to 20 minutes. I didn't like that. I didn't like doing that. It just didn't seem right when I did that. So, is that too much? Just wonder if we can do something else, you know? It's got to have something there. Or similar. Darn it. Let's keep it close then. We have to. There you go. So something like that. That's fine. That's not too bad. Okay, then we get these 3 stones. If we look over any of these bits, it looks really cool. Nice. Okay. So, what else do we need? Maybe some more in this bit here. Aha. Always a bit to do. Get rid of that. Really nice bracken. Far too nice. There we go. Put that one up there. Might have another one of these ones. Oh, I like that rock. Sorry, I've only just noticed this rock. Well, that sounds a bit strange, but that's really cool, isn't it? It's just a very good viewpoint over there and onto the beach. So I'm wondering if we, don't know what we'll put there, but even if we had, you know, like a small, because of course back in the Orc Wars, and I've started to really flesh the Orc Wars out now, just so you guys know, because there's been multiple ones where the Orcs have invaded onto this land, like this entire, oops, there we go, this entire coast is pretty much just almost always under attack, like every 100 years or so, you know, it's pretty bad. So I'm wondering if we actually have a very, very small tower, not like an actual tower, but like almost like it's just a small defense, similar to what we've got around the coast. I don't know if you guys have seen that actually, but something very similar where you just have a bit of stone wall like here, very, very small, but just something where you can actually see up, because you can see down into there. So if that fort was under attack and they weren't able to raise the alarm, you can actually have somebody up here who's waiting for a signal or something, or they can see. So maybe, actually, we'll do it off signals. So this could be one of the signal towers, and then from here that would then beam over to there. Let's do signal towers. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Maybe we'll go to like there, because with far distance you'll be able to see that, and then from there it goes to like there, and then from there. Do you know what I mean? Like, we'll do something like that to raise the alarm. That actually sounds very cool. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to have that. Maybe it won't be used at the minute. You know, it could be that because we are going to have that there is problems in the Empire, or whatever it's going to be called, Kingdom. So we'll see how that goes. Right, okay, this is looking a lot better. It's not perfect. So one of the other comments, yeah, if we go through the comments very, very quickly, okay? Elliot Laws 4 said how about the shrine or druid cave with honors, which honors an animal that roams in the nearby mountains, like a lynx, mountain lion, or snow leopard, but uniquer than shrine of a bear or a wolf. And that is absolutely spot on, really. I think it's a very good way of doing things. So brilliant comment, really. I know it sounds a bit over the top, but it is. It's just spot on with what I'm thinking in my head. I'm actually gonna keep that like that, so it's a little bit more hidden. So it's quite nice, isn't it? So it's because of this tree. You can kind of see it actually, but you can't as well. Oops, you can't, especially if you jump on the hill. I really like that. Right, okay. Yeah, so that's really good. I thought anyway. Do we need to come up with some animals that live around here? What would live around this kind of terrain? You know, this is where I don't know, but that's very good. Very interesting. Tree, right? Let's load up another one. God, I did a lot of undos on this one. We've got 6 in total, so might as well. See what we can do. Let's throw one in here. Okay, let's move back a little bit and then throw one in. That works. Okie dokie. Obviously we are going to get onto the next level of doing trees, which always is, well, not doing trees, doing like foliage and bushes and stuff like that, which takes a while, but it pays off so well, it really does. There we go, got that. Do another one like over here or something. Probably end up destroying a couple of these, but it doesn't really matter that much. I'm just going to get through this a little bit more. See that? That's got a gap there. It's weird. Oh, do we actually have another waterfall? Yes, we do, I think. We're going to have another waterfall coming from here. That goes down this bit, because I just saw that, like, natural kind of weave. Actually, no, we're going to have pools here, won't we? Maybe we won't because of that reason. For that simple reason. I mean, we've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, technically. I mean, do we really need another one going into this? I mean, if so, it would be pretty heavy. I mean, these are supposed to be very, very small waterfalls. I'm trying to get it to look like the small waterfalls, not big ones. But anyway, sorry, I'm getting confused. Well, not really confused. I'm getting sidetracked. But yeah, I definitely think that would work. Right there. Let's also put one over here, and then I'll again read another comment or two. Right, okay. Okay, let's have a look. So, Luga SS said, dedicate each grove to a deity in the druidic religion, and figure the totems to regenerate the aspect that each deity represents. I also quite like that as well. That's quite good. That was to do with the aspect bit that I was talking about earlier. That's a very good idea. Alexis M3 said, Faden Grove. I quite like Faden. Faden is a Gallic word which describes a small stream coming from a moorland loch. I feel this would fit because you said you wanted it to be tied in with the animal spirit and nature. Wagondale is a fishing community. It makes sense that they worship the land around them and what provides them. Moorland lochs are breeding ponds for birds, which in a way regenerates the natural order for the religion. They could worship a god that causes the growth of nature and everything that it entails. The animals, the plants, the birds travelling to and from the grove can represent a new beginning, another growing season, prosperity. My god, that is incredibly good ideas, right? I'm actually thinking of having that higher up somewhere, like one of the mountain groves or something like that. It's going to be very, very bird-like, and it's going to have that exact same kind of thing, like, or it's going to be about your journey, and I think that's like these kind of like aspect ideas. So whether like yeah, so with the bird one, it might be that you feel like you're falling, or and you suddenly have wings to, you know, deal with that or something. You know, do you know what I mean? Like it could be these very metaphorical kind of things that don't really mean anything, or they do in certain circumstances, but generally you don't think of them. Means, does that make sense? I don't know if I'm just blabbering. maybe, but I really like that idea, so I'm saving that one for another one. Jason Green said the grove of Mistrara. Mistrara is a goddess that the ancient peoples used to worship. Historians believe she was a goddess of nature. The grove is the place that she apparently descended to the mortal realm. A temple was built around the pond to protect the sacred waters. It's believed to hold healing properties. No one knows what happened to her worshippers. Mistrara looks like a tall, beautiful elven woman with antlers and wings sprouted from her back, black like a raven's. She was said to have retinue of animals always following her around. See, all of these ideas are freaking awesome. Like, really freaking good. So, like, all of them are going to end up... I think pretty much everything's going to be ended up like, written into it. Because I'm really quite into... Because if you ever look at real history and the amount of, like, myths and things like that that appear, I want to fill this land with myths. Some that are real, some that are complete and utter madness. But actually have like bits of, almost have like footnotes of could that actually be? You know, is that possible in this universe? I really like that. So I've got a really good. If you watch the last, I think episode 9 of the Wagon Day, I've actually talked about the dwarves a little bit and how they came about and that like the myth that was around them of them being ghosts in the hills and all that kind of stuff. When in reality they were just hiding. You know, just like simple stuff like that fleshes it out and makes it seem really damn cool. I really like them. I just really like that kind of way of thinking is just really awesome as well. So yeah, really like that. So there's quite a few of these that I'm just saving as like these deity stories. I think is the probably the closest term, maybe not. But I don't know. Right, so I'm just filling out bits of these. I kind of want to make this. I don't know if I want to hide this or open it. You know, like by open I mean knock it down a bit around here. I'm tempted to. No, I'm actually going to knock it down. Yeah, looking at it, I want it to feel like. And there's a reason for that I've got in my head, because I can imagine if I was going on this path, right, and I wandered up here and it took me ages to get here, and I said, oh, the stone's really going to see this stone that's laid way strong, but you know there's a path on this bit, right? Because you would just know it continues. You just know, right, when you're walking down it. Whereas when you get to this one, what down here, you see this. You don't necessarily see this. You see the shrine and you go, ah, that's kind of interesting. So we're going to move this over to here. Still have this up here. But then you think, oh, is this all it is? And then you actually notice, you know, oh wait, there's another path. Let's go up there. Jeff, let's go up here. Yeah, Jeff, you go, whoa, look at this. Oh, it's cool, yeah. But then you go, look, there's stuff over here and there's freestones and a druid comes down the steps or something, you know. Do you know what I mean? Like something like, ah, you've come. I can see you've come to worship. Do you come in peace or blah blah blah? You know what I mean? Like weird kind of wizard-like folk who's kind of been here for probably far too long, and then like gives them like, you know, wishes them well, or possibly they go down to these waters or rejuvenating ponds, or you know, those heated pools. I think actually rejuvenating heated pools. So this is going to be an area of rejuvenation. And then wishes them on their way, you know, that kind of stuff. That's what the religion is going to be a bit about. There we go, look, just fleshed out just by looking at some of your ideas. That's the good thing about you guys' ideas. They're really good. You can just meld them all together. They're not like completely separate from each other. They're kind of, it's quite nice because I can tell that you guys have like read each other's comments and gone, oh, that's a good idea, but I've got a kind of like a spin on that I quite like, and so yeah, okay. Let's hear it, and then you end up hearing it and you go, ah, that's much better than mine, god damn you. So there we go. Anyway, a bit blabbering on from me. So I'll move this over. The good thing is, there's no metadatas anymore, so we don't have to worry, well, there's no biomes, so we don't, well, there is biomes, but there's no biomes we need to worry about, so it's quite nice, because I can just do stuff. Right, put this on the side. Look at this, it's just like, could have copy and pasted it, I guess, but there's the fun in that. So we go get rid of those. 2 there and a stone there. So there we go, 2 there. And apparently one of those. There we go. So I'll get something like that. I'll put the pot probably in front of it, maybe? Yeah, I'll put the pot in front of it. So gold coins to the side. And I might even have a little bench or something, or like some seats. Or, do you know what I mean? Like something that feels like you can sit down here and actually just think. That's the thing. Stone urn. Have a stone urn around here. Quite like these. We'll have maybe have that there, and we'll have the water dish, because that's also pretty damn cool. Decoration. I think maybe it's on the foodstuffs. There you go. Stone water plate. There we go, like that. And that's in there, and they can wash themselves, or grab some water from here and drink, or do you know what I mean? Like something like that. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so we get that there. Little seat thing. Should we do something like that? I think so. We got the chairs, haven't we? But I don't know. I don't think the chairs will work. These ones. So maybe we'll go with oak. Just like a little bench thing there, or maybe even just there or something. Or there. So you walk in, yeah, you got this, and then you're able to sit here. It's quite clear. Then you're trying to get, feel peaceful because you've got this water's going through there, and it'd just be quite nice and peaceful, and you can just kind of pray. It's completely quiet, and then you can go up and prepare yourself to go over to see the weird old man who'll want to wash you. So that's what happens there, right? Okay. So let's put another tree down like here, I think. Or not, I don't. That just seemed to just really get shoved into everything then. There you go, if we do it there, at least get this. Yeah, I'm actually going to use this slab for this one. Like that, that looks good. That's good there, okay. And maybe we're going to load up the other model, the last one, to see what it looks like. I don't know what they look like at all. Well, I do, because I've like seen them all, but I've not actually used them all. Well, I have used them all. They're dotted around the map, but you know what I mean. There we go. So that properly like locks off that bit. And you just get this kind of like small view through there. So you can't actually see anything. You can just see a couple of trees. It's quite nice. And then up there you got a mountain. Right. Okay. So, so that was really good. Trilliton 3, the druid name Order of Solstice, Wolfbane Order. Mentioned something about a mod 2. It's called the Better Foliage mod. Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm just randomly reading this. And then no mob spawning. Now finally done that, so I've started killing them. But yeah, that's pretty good. I would have made a statue by the grove for the druids. See, that's quite a good idea as well, like a druid statue of some kind. I don't know if I want to make it very... I don't know. The druids are a bit of a weird... They were like, in my kind of lore, they were created as an order when the first main orc war happened. And the Nords... There were two main races on the island at that time. It was the Nords and the elves. The dwarves were still hidden. Nobody really knew that they existed, because they were completely in isolation within the hills, right? So those are the two main ones, and they kind of like joined together, and they were losing the war rapidly, like really badly. And they'd cut the orcs cut all the way down, all the way right to probably around this point, so past the lake, and this is where the elves were having to hold, and deep into over this bit was all gigantic elven forest, but it was getting burnt. Like all the elven forest that was around here was being burnt by the orcs. That's the idea. And they came up. They had like some healers within them, and they had some like basically mages or wizards, and some like magisters. You know, like pretty much your ragtag crew of like people that do magic, and there wasn't really any sort of order for it. You know, there was a couple that had come together and just as mages, for good or for evil, but there wasn't anything that unified them, and they decided to make this like druid order, and that came all together. And then the druids were pretty much made up of both of them, and it was to share knowledge, but they were essentially like even though the Nords and the elves didn't get on, there was actually a war not too long ago, and this part of land that we're actually on was gifted to the Nords. So they were still a bit uneasy. They were on the same side because both of them were losing on both of them were losing land. So it made sense for them to like partner up, but they didn't have like you could go into their land, but you'd probably still be treated pretty badly. But the Druids were given complete access. They were like the ultimate peacekeeper type people. So they were proper magisters. They were properly like mages, but they were allowed to go into the land, and they were like above the law essentially. Was the kind of like idea, like they were above laws of either nation. They were above the laws of Yarowyn as an entire thing. So that's what the order's about, and that's what it's kind of like continued into. So I can't even remember what I was saying. Something about that. So that's what the Order of the Druids is. And that's the idea in my head anyway. So I don't know if they're gonna. Sorry, it was about the statue, wasn't it? Yeah. So I don't know if they're really about statues. I think they're more about what their order does, or doesn't. No, that doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about, Daka? They're more about the order itself, and actually retaining order across the entire land rather than themselves. Does that make sense? That makes a bit more sense, doesn't it? Yeah, so they're not about themselves, they're more about, oops. That's the only problem with these rocks. They're awesome. They confuse the hell out of me, though. Oh my god, that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? That's just luck, really, isn't it? It just kind of like continues on the slab. I'm gonna keep that. Jesus, that actually looks like a genius. I know what I'm doing. My god. People are gonna get the wrong idea. Ooh, weathered blue schist doesn't have it. It's because I'm on weathered blue. Have we got normal blue? That one does have the stones, doesn't it? Yeah, and it does schist rocks. Schist rocks. So like, those ones confuse the hell out of me because they seem to be in the wrong place. Does that make sense? You know, and then you try and delete them from the wrong place. There we go. That'll do. Just a couple there. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm not thinking about having statues. I mean, we might have it at like a druid capital called the Vale, is what I've been thinking. It's just called the Vale, and that's it. The Vale of the druidic order, or whatever we're going to call it. So yeah, it might just be the druidic order. We might go really simple, or we might have sub factions within them. So they're not all just the same. Maybe. I don't know. Some ideas that they could have split off now. But they still come under this same kind of, they can wander throughout each land, and they do have, they're kind of like, in a way, the witches, aren't they? No, they're not really like the witches. No, they're not. I don't know. Right, last couple of comments, and I'll end this episode, guys. So, Dragon Jack plays, or even Lord Daka for religion. You should have one that worships dragons, and they have bases, like hideouts and caves. I actually quite like the idea of that. So dragon worshippers, similar to what you've got in Skyrim, but yeah, I do quite like the idea of that as well, so that's really good. And we'll have that as like a separate religion-y entity type thing-y. Oh yeah, did we have... No, it wasn't there, was it? It was over here. That's good. I was thinking, I got rid of the view that I had. No, I haven't. Just got this instead. Yeah. Right, so all we've done is place down trees and talked, but that's fine. So Eclipse Assassin, maybe with Druid Graves. It could be like when they're put in their graves, their bodies turn into trees, like recycling. And actually, that was kind of quite a neat idea as well. I thought, like, that you have a tree grown out of each of these graves, and that's how they become and join one with. I'm probably going to have like Gaia as being the overall nature god. That's kind of probably come from. More of the more of the I'm just editing this. I'm trying to make this look a little bit better. Just knock that down a little bit there. Yeah. That's what we do. No, we can't really do anything like that, can we? So it looks really weird, funky. Yeah, okay, so we can't do that, but I need to mess around with this. I really do. Obviously, I'm just throwing random rocks, not really rocks down, throwing random blocks down to try and, like, make it look right, but I don't know. Let's try this. Okay. That's the same thing. Okay, dark one. Okay. Sorry, yeah. So that would be quite an idea if we have Gaia as like a main god. It's going to be one of the main deities for the forest elves. Gaia being this like singular nature goddess type person, the mother of all gods type of thing. And I might have that as the main one for the druids as well. So we might actually have that kind of concept, I think, of them then joining with Mother Earth and the tree symbolizing it. Either that or only a certain plant that we have here. Do you know what I mean? Like purple cherry blossoms, this new block that's appeared, or these melon leaves. Look at all these very large leaves. God. So something, or maybe mistletoe, or do you know what I mean? Something that only a certain plant will grow from the grave of a true druid, or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like something that makes it very highly unique, and then we could have necromancers really covet whatever that secret stuff is. Like maybe like mistletoe, these little things. Do you know what I mean? Like the little berry type things that's on it, or the petals or the leaves or something that, and they're actually really powerful for mages. But of course it's illegal to steal from them because it's almost like stealing the soul of a druid. That actually sounds very cool. Cool. See, coming up with ideas from your ideas, so it's really good. So Tom Van Beek 4 wants some like lily pads and stuff like that. So I think the next episode we will get on to probably after I get this like colouring done, well this material mix done on the floors and stuff like that. I think we will definitely get onto that. Get onto the lily pads. So where we get standing, obviously where you got flowing water, you never put lily pads. If we find one, we can find one. So let's go for swamp lily pads. What's the difference between? Oh, there's probably the bigger ones. Yeah, so you would never do this, right? Well, you would never do that anyway. Why would these not go on top? There you go. You'd never have like that right in front of like a waterfall, just so you guys know, or stream, because that pad would move, right? But naturally, this is like a catchment point, so you'd have some in here. These would get stuck, or it would be stagnant, not really stagnant enough. It'd be stuck enough. Stuck enough? That's not the right word either. You'd have enough room to leave them there. You know what I mean? Okay, these are the big ones. Those are the big ones then. They're doing really weird stuff. These it's really strange. So you have them like stuck in these areas anyway. You have them like in the catchment areas. This would be another one for them. And then the path of the water you'd leave. Here it would be flowing too much as well to go down into that bit. So we'll definitely put some down in natural points after we get the rest of it done around there. So absolutely valid comment there. Yeah. So what else we got? Here we go, Planet CEO 0073. On this waterfalls used to really add a lot of steam for obvious reasons. I think I forgot about it. I totally did. Planet. So you caught me out on that one. Also suggest to make the actual stream bed. So add gravel, soft gravels, small stones in and around the stream instead of the grass and rock that you have at the minute. As the stream would destroy the rock slowly. Yes, it would. And turn it into gravel. Absolutely correct. So there we go. So that's what we're going to do on those bits. So I'll get onto these bits off camera, but I know we've only really just pointed out some trees. Not done tons, but compared to what it was, it has started to look a bit more live. And we'll get onto the next bit, which will be naturizing, I guess. Like maybe we'll spend more time around here, or we'll build across and then naturize. It depends. I mean, this area here, I've been tempted to like put a little path going down to it, or from like here, you know, have some small steps that go through this, and then have an actual area around here where they can just sit. I mean, actually, that does sound quite good, doesn't it? Because then, if you were wondering on this, again, I'm thinking of a plot view. I'm always thinking about a plot point of view. You would then want to go, oh look, there's a little bench down there, and you'd want to go down there. So actually, yes, we will do that as well. So we'll wind up building a small path, kind of hidden, goes into this bit. And doing so, we'll flatten out this a little bit to make it a little bit more easy to work with. But have like some like seats or something, you know. It'll be good. But anyway, guys, hopefully you're still enjoying the series. I am. enjoying it quite a bit because it's allowing me to mess around with some stuff, and it adds quite a lot more detail to this, as well as when we get onto the fort over there. I think the fort and the little town will be just a very good example of a little area. And then we can kind of like, obviously we can build a small thing up here, like the watchtower or whatever. That'll be another little step, and we would have to make a little path going from somewhere, or we don't have to, you know. It could be that they have to trek across these very, very hard to walk on lands, because it's very difficult to walk on these. So we'll see. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.